Hey y'all, Melissa here with you today, and today's project is a self-bound blanket. I'm using this faux Sherpa fleece on one side, quilting cotton on the back side, and then I am using that backing quilting cotton to bind off the edges, and I'll show you how to do that with the mitered corners as well. This is actually a really easy project to sew, and you can make it in any size. I'm doing a doll blanket size here, but you can make a lap blanket size, you can make a baby blanket size, pretty much anything you can piece fabric together for, you can make it that size. So meet me back at the camera and I will show you how we're gonna do this. Let's take a look at our supplies. First, I have the faux Sherpa fleece fabric here. You can use any kind of fabric you want for the top of this. And then you need your backing fabric as well. I'm just using quilting cotton. Now you want to make sure that your top fabric is whatever you want your finished size blanket to be. So I'm making a doll blanket. This one is 24 inches by 24 inches square. For your backing fabric, you need to figure out how wide of binding strip do you want showing on the front side, and then you need to double that number. So I want 3/4 inch of binding around my edges here, which means I need to add 1.5 inches to my backing fabric all the way around. You may want safety pins to hold your front fabric to your backing fabric, but this fabric kind of is a little staticky and sticky, so it's kind of just holding itself in place, and it's working great to do that. To sew the two pieces together, what we need to do first is a lot of pinning. So I like to start on the corners here, and what I do is fold the corner in so the corner of the backing is touching the corner of the front fabric, and then fold one more time so that point is on the outer edge. Then I can fold my side fabric to touch the front fabric and fold it again onto the front fabric. And here's my 3/4 inch that's going to show on the front, and that will start creating this mitered corner here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to fold it to touch my front fabric and then fold it again. And you can kind of fiddle with the miter a little bit until you get it looking good. Okay, there we go. I'm happy with how that corner looks. And then I can continue to fold the edge to touch the other fabric and fold it over again and just add pins to hold this in place. Once you finish pinning and doing all the corners and you've got the binding ready to go, then you take it over to the sewing machine. So at the sewing machine, you can start anywhere, and I like to move my needle all the way to the left so that I'm sewing on the edge of this binding that I just pinned. At the corners, to hold those miters in place, you can stitch down to the corner point and then continue stitching around the blanket. Okay, once you have stitched all around the edges, this is what it looks like on the front. Here's what it looks like on the back. If you had to use safety pins to keep your two fabrics together, you can also add just knots with hand-sewn embroidery thread to help hold the backing to the front. Like I said, this one is pretty sticky, like it's just sticking on its own, so I don't feel like I need to do that, especially because this is just a doll blanket. And check out this playlist for more quick and easy to sew gift ideas.